Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Detroit Lions franchise. I wanted to get right into it on this episode, and the first thing I wanted to do is visit the sliders. When we went against the 49ers, I was preparing for a big run game from them, and I just felt like we didn't really see that. I also adjusted the QB accuracy, our pass blocking, but the big major thing for us was adjusting the CPU run blocking skill, hopefully to create more consistency in the run game for them. I went for a slight change of only 5. I wanted to do this in slow increments. If it continues to need to be upgraded, there's no problem with that, and we will easily put that up to hopefully find more consistency. But I just didn't think it was amazing that the 49ers were unable to run when really their whole entire offense relies on running. So that was a big change we made there. After that, we made sure to go visit upgraded players. We saw guys like Rodney Foreman, Dakota Allen, and Brashad Perriman all needing an upgrade. Rodney Foreman did come first. And after looking at his stats, we thought he needed a boost in his route running, specifically in the medium and deep. We want to make him as complete as possible. A guy who's 6'5" and can run downfield with that athleticism is a guy who's going to be a great deep threat one day. But we need to be able to put some points up into there, so we made sure to do that. And of course, we see a +2 deep route and a +3 awareness is always good. The awareness, maybe not matter in normal games, or you probably don't see it as much or see it come into effect as much as it may seem. But it is an important one for the overall. Awareness does definitely take a huge chunk of the system that they have in Madden for the overall. We also visited Dakota Allen, who's going to be slowly seeing more and more game time if we need it. And we see that there's a whole linebacker. And then there's Brashad Perriman, who was our leading receiver last week. We made sure to give him the physical upgrade there. We just thought he lacked in certain things. And as you can see, the break tackle went up there. It was not specifically what we were looking for. We wanted that catch and traffic to go up. We weren't lucky with the roll there. But let's get right into it in our second week against the Chicago Bears. And we visited the roster last week. And it's going to be pretty similar once again. No notable rookies are going to be starting for them. And they weren't able to make too many free agent pickups. So we know what to expect again. And that's going to be a fearsome defense. And Allen Robinson is going to be an absolute tear on offense that we're going to have to take care of. And you can see the cool animations that they come with Next Gen Madden. David Montgomery making a big play apparently right there. And you can already see Nagy arguing with the refs. That's never a good sign going into a game. And Nick Foles is indeed their starting quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky has moved on elsewhere. And Matthew Stafford's going to be looking to bounce back after a 3-interception showing last week against the 49ers. And we see continuous animations here. It was awesome to see. I just wanted to enjoy what they brought to Next Gen Madden here. It looks phenomenal, I think, and it just brings a different aspect to the game. And of course, David Montgomery, their starting running back, had 2 touchdowns last week, but only 40 yards. So he was not that big when it came to probably gaining first downs, but was probably a tear down in the red zone. And that's just from assumption with his 2 touchdowns. And the opening kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a Tariq Cohen kneel. And it's going to be Nick Foles opening up here. He's going under center. David Montgomery in the I formation there. Nick Foles snaps the ball, and it's going to be a handoff here. And he's able to break 1 tackle. Coleman was the first one to get his hands on him. Tavai looks like he was able to trip him up there. And now back under center, David Montgomery is their starting back. So we're going to be seeing him quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see how much Tariq Cohen we see, as Jimmy Graham, the veteran tight end, is going to kit the little out route, and he's going to fumble it. And he does end up recovering it himself. That was a lucky break there. I do believe he was down anyway, but always nice to see a little fumble there. It gives us an opportunity to change the momentum and start off strong. Now, Nick Foles in the shotgun, looking around. He's going to go across to Jimmy Graham once again. And he's already looking like he's going to be a big part of this offense here today. We were exposed by George Kittle a little bit last week, who made a couple big catches. So it makes sense if teams feel that they can target us with their tight ends. And now looking deep, Allen Robinson beats Jeff Okudah, who made a couple big plays last week, but now he's going to be facing one of the best receivers in the league, one guy that just not many people talk about when they talk about that top-notch conversation, but Allen Robinson definitely belongs there as we review the play. And you can see as soon as he gets hit the hip with Jeff Okudah, he's just able to get it into the second gear. And you can tell Nick Foles gets very comfortable, puts a perfect amount of air on the ball, and he's just going to be able to throw that over the shoulder of both players. And Allen Robinson comes down with the big catch. And Jeff Okudah, who, as I said, made a couple big plays in coverage last week, He's going to have a mouthful here today, a handful of talent going after him with Allen Robinson. It's going to be a great test for him to see how he can perform. And unfortunately, as it starts right now, it's going to be 1-0 for Allen Robinson. Looking at it just a little more closely, and you can see as soon as he gets hip to hip there, that's where he creates the separation, and he gets downfield and just makes a great catch. Good job by Nick Foles. Now it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 4th team. Nick Foles out in shotgun is going to hand it off to David Montgomery, and he will be stopped short. Trey Flowers, and I believe that was Malik Hooker, the one taking him down. Back in shotgun, Nick Foles dropping back, looking for someone to get open. He's going to hit the sideline there, and he's going to get the first down, and that's going to place them at the 4-yard line. In I formation now, they got Burton in at fullback. Handing it off to Montgomery. He's going to move around, and touchdown as he gets pushed in. That's going to be Walker, who initially gets the hit on him, but unfortunately, with the momentum going, they do score the touchdown. And Montgomery, who had 2 touchdowns last week, already has one today on the opening drive. And this is going to be our first kickoff now. Can Agnew make a play? He's moving down, and he's going to be stopped short at the 25. No big play. We were able to get a big opening kickoff from Agnew last week, unable here to do it today. And now Matthew Stafford, looking for the bounce back week, is going to be under center, and he's going to hand it off to Swift, who's able to get himself 4 or 5 yards right there. That's definitely a good start on first down. He had a big week last week, 16 carries for 83 yards. He was very involved in both the run game and pass game. He was able to show his versatility, something that we're going to need from him as the season goes on. Matthew Stafford hits the sideline there for Brashad Perriman, who also had a big week last week, was our leading receiver. We were able to finally connect deep with him, which is awesome when you get a guy with such speed like that. And TJ Hawkinson down the middle is able to make a man miss. Eddie Jackson unable to take him down. And TJ Hawkinson's going to finally get pushed back out of bounds. And that's just a great reception. He was phenomenal for us last week. He came in on those crosser routes, and he was a great emergency target for Matthew Stafford. As we look here at the next-gen stats, TJ Hawkinson going across the field there. And this is just a cool little addition that they have to the game. You can see Khalil Mack was able to get some pressure in there, but we were able to get that ball off. And then he's got some speed, ladies and gentlemen, hitting 20 miles per hour. He's going to be able to round that corner until he's finally pushed out of bounds. And now Matthew Stafford on 1st and 10 on the 26 hands it off to DeAndre Swift, and he's only going to gain about 1 yard there. Going into the shotgun, DeAndre Swift to his left, and we got Sammy Watkins in the slot. He's backing up, and he's just going to dump this one short to Kerry Haynes. He was a 5th-round draft pick for us. He's going to see some looks as we go on throughout the season. I just think he's going to need a little bit more development, and he's not as ready as Rodney Foreman coming in as a rookie, but he's still going to have a great showing for us. And then Kerryon Johnson in his first run, 10 yards. He's going to set us up for a 2nd and inches as we look to punch it in on our first drive as well. It's going to be play action, looking around. Matthew Stafford rolling out, and he's going to finally get rid of it, but there is a flag on the field. Now, I wasn't sure what this was. To me, it could have even been a late hit on the quarterback, but they're going to call a holding on right tackle Tyrell Crosby, and that's going to back us up to a 2nd and 5. Now, you can look at this positively as well. This does give us more room if we do decide to throw it, but it's going to be Kerryon Johnson who gets the run on the 2nd down here, and that sets us up for a 3rd and 1. Now, Matthew Stafford in shotgun, Swift to his right. He's backing out, looking. He finds DeAndre Swift, who makes a man miss, but eventually the rest of the team joins in to make the tackle. That's Roquan Smith and Jenkins getting involved there. And unfortunately, we're going to be taking a field goal on our first drive. Nick Foles in the shotgun, looking around, and he's going to dump this one off to Allen Robinson, who just sits in a low hook route there. And it's going to be Coleman, who's forced to take him down. But Allen Robinson already getting very involved early, and that is an absolute worrying sign. He's the type of player that you don't want to let get going. On shotgun now, 1st and 10 on the 50. They hand it off to Tariq Cohen, who gets his first look here today. He's going to pick up about 4 yards. And now Nick Foles in the empty set is going to snap the ball. And dropping back, can he find something? Looking around. He's going deep once again. He's testing Jeff Okudah. But this time he makes the play, able to knock this one back into the air and out of bounds. Great play by Jeff Okudah. Montgomery now off to the right, 3rd and 6. We can pack the bags here, but they find Jimmy Graham, who's able to just get to the 1st down marker and turn around, and Jamie Collins is able to stop him before he gets any extra yards, but Nonetheless, that is a first down, and this drive keeps going. Nick Foles, I formation. He's going to hand it off to David Montgomery, and he's going to be taken down by Desmond Trufant. And already, I think the run game looks a little bit better. I think they're finding holes. They're not being stopped right away. And, one broken tackle on some of these runs, and it's already looking like they can take one to the house. Now, Jimmy Graham on the little out route there. He's going to get the first down once again, and he looks like the first down target. They're going to have to focus on him on defense when it comes down to a third and whatever situation. Nick Foles back on shotgun, doing his audibles here. He's going to hand this one off to Tariq Cohen, and it's going to be Danny Sheldon who takes the big play in the backfield. That's awesome to see from the big man. We were worried about his adjustment, but he came out with a sack last week and a notable run stop right there, and he looks like he's just adjusting well to the 4-3. Now on the slant route, Allen Robinson gets the touchdown. Jeff Okudah seemed to have played that a little bit too aggressive, tried to undercut it, and he pays for it. Once Allen Robinson gets that ball in his hands, he turns it upfield and is untouched all the way to the end zone. And with the next-gen stats, hopefully we get to look at this once again. Just a great slant route there. He's going to find his man in the man coverage scheme. And yeah, as we saw, Jeff Okudah just gets a little too aggressive, tries to undercut it. And as soon as Nick Foles leads Allen Robinson on that slant, he's able to turn up the field and get the free touchdown there. And hopefully we can bounce back here. It looks like we're going to be slipping down, but we need to respond here. Agnew now looking around. He's got himself a decent return here, taking that one to the 28, taking it right down the middle. And that's a good start for the offense here. Hopefully a good return can get this offense some momentum to go ahead and score. Matthew Stafford handing it off to DeAndre Swift, who runs it up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by Akeem Hicks and Roquan Smith, perhaps the two best defensive players on this defense. Back into shotgun here, you can see Matthew Stafford making his audibles, looking around. Hopefully he sees a mismatch here. He's going to throw this one off to TJ Hawkinson in the flat. And he's going to make a good first down effort as he breaks a tackle, spins out of it really. And he's able to get some extra yards after the catch. And that's awesome when you have a tight end who can do that. Back in the shotgun here. Play action. He's going to fake it to DeAndre Swift. He's rolling out. He's looking for Rodney Foreman and Roquan Smith. Just too fast. We're unable to lead Rodney Foreman on that one. And Roquan is able to knock it down to the ground. Now in the empty set here, we're going to find it quickly to Sammy Watkins, but he's taken down right away, and that's actually going to be a loss of a yard. Back into shotgun, DeAndre Swift to the left. Let's see if we can make a big first down play here. Looking around, he's going to dump this one off deep. Rodney Foreman, incomplete. He overthrows it. Last week, Matthew Stafford was unable to connect with him on the deep route because he underthrew it, and this week he overthrows it. And we need to find some consistency here. I think that's going to come from, just building some chemistry together. But it's unfortunate to see as that would have been a big play that was very necessary. And now we're down 14-3 with about halfway through the second quarter. In I formation, David Montgomery looking around. It's going to be Malik Hooker taking him down along with Christian Jones. And we're going to be going through now. This is going to be a 7-2 with about 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. And Klein is going to miss a tackle. Mitch Klein was our big linebacker draft that we were looking to hopefully, we were hoping that he'd be a guy who was able to improve the position. And David Montgomery is just going to shrug him off there. And now David Montgomery breaks a tackle. Tavai unable to take him down. We got Walker and Flowers chasing him down. And finally, Walker is able to take him down after a massive rush. Something we didn't see last week until the very end of the game. And I think with our sliders are really affecting so far the run game. And I think it's a lot smoother and more realistic. Now, Nick Foles in the shotgun is going to give Montgomery a break. And it's going to be Tariq Cohen on the inside zone run. And he's going to get a big gain of 6 yards. That was a physical gain for the small running back that they have there in Chicago. Now, dropping back, looking for someone open. And he's got Jimmy Graham on the crossing route. And he continues to find a way to get open. Jimmy Graham has been tough to stop so far. Nick Foles in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off down to David Montgomery and Tavai this time. Not going to let him shake loose. He's going to take him down. And now back in the empty set. A stop would be phenomenal for this defense right now. If we can force the field goal, we'd be in a much better situation. Looking around, he's going to hit the flat. And that's going to be a gain of about 1 or 2. And we finally hit the 2-minute warning. And hopefully we can just force a field goal and we'd be a much better situation going into half. And hopefully give us enough time to go and score before half as well. Nick Foles dropping back. What can he find? He's looking around, and he's going to once again hit the flat. And Mooney is going to be able to just get the first down. Malik Hooker is able to stop him before he gets into the end zone. But nonetheless, this is another 4 downs that they get to try and make a play. You're going to see a motion off from Tariq Cohen going off to his right, looking into the end zone, and he sails this one over, perhaps a throwaway. But we're able to stop the time and force a bad possession right there. Now, Nick Foles looking around. He's going to dump it off to Tariq Cohen, who's unable to keep it in bounds as his momentum carries him out of bounds there. And once again, it's a 3rd and goal on the 3-yard line. They're going empty set. They are not running the ball here, and hopefully we can just make a stuff here. And now looking deep, and Allen Robinson over Jeff Okudah. Wow, just a simple fade route there, and that's just a big man making a big play. That is absolutely heartbreaking for this defense, but it is under review, and that right foot does look to get out. So he does make the catch, but the left foot's in, and the right foot does not land in bounds. So I do not think this will be a touchdown. Let's see what the ref calls it. Still under review here. We're still waiting for the results of the booth review. And they're calling it a touchdown. The field goal team is out. They kicked the field goal. That right foot never landed in bounds, but the refs are still calling it a touchdown. And this just puts us in a big hole here. That was definitely a heartbreaking call. That should not have been a touchdown, but nonetheless, we have to create something on this drive. Now, going to the sideline there, unable to connect. That's out of bounds. 2nd and 10 with only 1:16 left. Matthew Stafford is going to be under center, dropping back, looking for someone. He's going to dump this one off to Brashad Perriman, who gets quickly taken down after the catch. And our first timeout of the half is taken. Into shotgun here, a first down could be big. Our goal is to, of course, go out and score on this. Looking around, and he's going to dump this one off to DeAndre Swift with Eddie Jackson in coverage. But a little Texas route is able to get enough for the first down, and this drive continues. Looking around, we're going to dump this one off to Brashad Perriman in the drag. It's just going to be a short gain there, and the Detroit Lions finally take their first timeout. Now both teams at 2 timeouts as Detroit is looking to score before half. Matthew Stafford, empty set, making his audibles, looking around here. Finally snaps the ball. What does he see? He's looking around, and he's going to go deep for Rodney Foreman. And finally, the big play that we've been waiting for from Rodney Foreman down the field has arrived as he makes his first career touchdown reception, and it was a highlight reel of a catch here in the empty set. We can see the next gen stats, and you see Rodney Foreman getting a clean release, and Matthew Stafford knows we need a big play here. This is not a lot of separation, but we need a play, so he's going to put the ball up in the air, and as you can see, about 55 yards there to Rodney Foreman, and he's able to stay up and get into the end zone, and that is absolutely awesome to see from our rookie receiver making his first big play in the series. Of course, the more important part is that we are now set up for a better situation going into half, but with 37 seconds left and 2 timeouts, what will the Bears do? This one sails out of bounds, doesn't see anybody, perhaps targeting Tariq Cohen, but this one goes way over the target of Tariq Cohen. Not the biggest guy. He's not going to get a jump ball like that anytime soon. And now in the shotgun, Nick Foles with Tariq Cohen to his right is going to dump it off, and that is just dropped by second-year receiver Mooney, unable to make that. If he breaks a tackle, he might be able to take that to the house with his kind of speed, but a drop nonetheless, and this defense is in a better situation. In a 3rd and 10, they decide to run it here, and Trey Flowers, our best defensive lineman, is going to make the play, and that is awesome to see, as you now see Detroit taking a timeout with 25 seconds left. Maybe they're hoping that they can go make a play, but first he has to punt it down to Agnew, and a big return by Agnew could be game-changing. With only 20 seconds left in the half. Looking around, Agnew's able to turn the corner, but he's just going to get out of bounds here after a decent return, and that sets us up on the 49. And Matthew Stafford coming back out in the empty set, hoping to come out and score another quick touchdown for this team. Now looking around, and he's able to fit this in between 2 defenders, TJ Hawkinson with the big physical catch, but that is our last timeout and only 10 seconds left. Now Matthew Stafford got DeAndre Swift to his right, is going to receive the snap, looking around, and he's got Rodney Foreman on the corner, and he takes this one out of bounds. But with only 5 seconds left, the field goal team will be coming out, and Prater gets a chance to make this game just a little bit closer. Now Prater kicks it right up the middle, and that's going to take us into half, and that's going to trim the 21-9 lead into a 21-12 lead. But we are going to squib kick it here before half. We don't want to risk a big return, and Prater does so. It's going to be the big fullback who picks it up, and Jared Davis is able to line him up for a big hit. Not a very important one. It doesn't cause a fumble or anything, but it's also a highlight play for Jared Davis, and it's awesome to see a linebacker who's also fighting for a starting spot getting involved in the special teams. That definitely ups his worth to this team. Agnew at half is going to get the opening kickoff, and not much to go there. He's going to take that to about the 26, and we're going to be lined up on the right hash. He's definitely been a steady returner for us. He's definitely a good asset. I'm happy we've brought him back. But here comes Matthew Stafford under center on the offset formation, and Kerryon Johnson looking around, tough physical running, and Kerryon Johnson, after shaking off and finding a hole between the linebackers, is going to take this to the house. Now, in the first episode of the offseason, I didn't believe that we had a guy who can make breakaway plays such as that, but Kerryon Johnson showing that he's definitely got the speed, that once he gets to the second level, you might not catch up to him as easily as you might think, and that is another big play that we were missing last week in the loss to the 49ers that we're able to find here in Chicago. First the Rodney Foreman, and now Kerryon Johnson making the deep plays. And now the offense comes back in after the opening drive touchdown. The Chicago Bears looking around. He's going to go after Jimmy Graham, and there's going to be a flag on the field, and I'm being led to believe that it's going to be a pass interference on Walker, and it is. And that is not a good penalty to take. That moves them up big time. And just like that, Chicago is in much better field position and in the middle of the field when it comes to the hashes. Now they're going to hand this off to Montgomery and Tavai and Klein, all getting involved to make the stop there. Only a gain of 3. And we definitely want to avoid another big run by Montgomery. Now they're going to do a counter play here, and he's going to be taken down. I believe that is Klein making a big play. He was unable to make the play earlier with Montgomery, and there he is there making a big stop. And as he had nothing but open field if he does get through Klein. Now looking around, and who else but Jimmy Graham with Walker in coverage. Jimmy Graham gets the big first down, and we have had issues with him on the third downs all game. And there he is once again making the big first down conversion. Now in the shotgun, Nick Foles and Tariq Cohen to his right. He's going to play action. Looking around, what does he find? He's going to dump this one off to... Oh, wow. He's going to dump this one off to Tariq Cohen, and Jeff Okudah just loses him as he catches the ball, and he's going to get a big first down there. Back under center, David Montgomery back there. We have a motion there going off to the left. Jeff Okudah following him. Nick Foles is now aware that we are playing man, and there he is finding Jimmy Graham for a little button route to the outside there, and another big gain of 7 yards as we continue to struggle covering the tight end for 2 weeks straight now. And there's a big shock play, and Nick Foles with the read. Wow, Nick Foles with the read there is going to take this one off to the left. A play that wow. I was not expecting a little read option there by Nick Foles. That is something that they might have added to the playbook for, Mitch Trubisky, but Nick Foles running it. As you can see, it works because no one expected it there, and they got a touchdown there to make it 28-19 going into about halfway into the third. Matthew Stafford now in the last 3 drives, has been very successful here as we hope to carry that on, and DeAndre Swift up the middle is able to get around, but Rodney Foreman, who knows what would have happened if he's able to get to that safety there, as DeAndre Swift had nothing but green, but he does get taken down by Eddie Jackson. Back under center, I formation. It's going to be a play action, looking to make a big throw, and TJ Hawkinson with Khalil Mack in coverage is going to get the corner out, and he's got nothing but green space ahead of him. A 57-yard touchdown, and just an amazing throw by Matthew Stafford as he continues to impress this week after a very off week by him against the 49ers, and he's looked nothing but phenomenal here this week. Now Tariq Cohen on Tavai is going to have a little corner route of him for himself, and he's able to get the big first down and keep his feet in bounds. Now, Nick Foles back into the shotgun, Montgomery back into the game. It's going to be a pass play here. He's going to drop back, looking around, and he's got, I believe that is Miller down the middle, a little dig route there, about 12 yards, and he's able to turn it up for an extra 2 or 3 as well. And just like that, the Chicago Bears are showing that they can continue to drive on this defense. Nick Foles dropping back is once again going to dump this one off to Tariq Cohen, but no space to turn up. The momentum automatically brings him out of bounds. A good pressure there by the D-line as well. Nick Foles does end up on the ground at the end of that throw. Dropping back once again. He's going to go deep. This one, and he's unable to keep it in bounds. And just a great effort by Trufant. As you can see, he does punch that out at the end. But Nick Foles just leads this guy a little too much to the sideline and unable to make the big catch there as they continue to test deep on us. And we saw that against the 49ers as well, as teams feel comfortable doing so. And that's awesome to see with the next gen. That's just something we never saw in the past, and that's just awesome that they've added this to the game. They've adjusted the quarterback play, and it just looks great as this kick is muffed and very, very short. He does not get the distance or the trajectory to get that kick in. And just like that, the offense is back. Looking around, we're going to hand this one off to Swift, to a little stretch to the left, and he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And just like that, it's going to be 2nd 11 on the 44-yard line. Back under center, Matthew Stafford looking around, trying to make a throw, and he's got DeAndre Swift, who slips under by the linebacker. Swift with some physical running to get the extra yards, and that is a gain of about 15 for DeAndre Swift. And that was a very physical run after the catch, and that's a little shocking to see. Back under center now, Matthew Stafford looking around, and he's going to find who else but Sammy Watkins on the low out route there for a gain of about 8. And as you can see, Matthew Stafford currently throwing 15 for 18, a much better performance for him this week. Now handing it off to Swift, physical running once again, spins it in for the first down, I believe. And yes, he does get the good call. And now Matthew Stafford back under center, looking around. What does he find? He's going to be hit as he throws. And I'm surprised Khalil Mack doesn't come out with the interception there. Maybe got a little too aggressive when he saw that ball come out of the air. But he's not going to be in a position to make a play. And we hand it off to DeAndre Swift, who's going to line us up for a 3rd and short, I believe. Yes. And just a great opportunity after a bad throw on 1st down. And Kerryon Johnson has the opportunity to come out and get the 1st down. And he does, but there is once again a flag on the field. And it is once again a holding on the offense. This time is going to be on Tyrell Crosby, actually, for the 2nd time here today. Who, that's definitely not a good showing for the right tackle, who struggled last week against Bosa. He's done better against Mack this week, but now the penalties are catching up to him. Blitz is sent. We're looking deep and almost intercepted by Eddie Jackson, the star safety for the defense. And that means Matt Prater has a chance to go ahead and get us the lead. And he absolutely does. So it's now going to be a 29-28 game for Detroit. And we're in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have to protect it. And that's a lot of pressure on this defense, who struggled all day here as Nick Foles in the empty set. Looking around, he's going to dump this one off to Jimmy Graham. Makes a move. And he's going to fight all the way to make this a 2nd and 2. Nick Foles now in the shotgun. Montgomery as well to his right. We haven't seen Montgomery too much in the shotgun, but who else but Allen Robinson to get the 1st down. Just a little in route there at about 6 yards. Desmond Trufant is able to take him down, but this is a new set of downs for the Bears offense. Nick Foles looking around. What does he find? And he's sacked by Danny Shelton, who we had a sack last week, but we made it very clear going into the season we really wanted to see how he would perform in a 4-3 defense, and he has done nothing but great things so far. We are absolutely impressed as Nick Foles finds Jimmy Graham on the crosser out there. He's able to get a lot of those yards back. It's going to be a 3rd and 6 here. This is definitely not a giveaway down. This is a very realistic opportunity for the Bears to continue this drive. Nick Foles snaps the ball, dropping back. What does he find? And he's sacked again. Trey Flowers, the D-line, has shined on this drive. 2 sacks, and we are able to pack their bags and force them to punt. And just like that, Matthew Stafford has the opportunity to go get more points to protect this league. And now Rodney Foreman, we're just going to throw it up to him once again. And Rodney Foreman is able to make the big catch, 31 yards. And let's review this. The snap a little off to the right. Stafford is able to bring it in with that one hand. And just like that, it looks like the cornerback just gets lost on that one. And Rodney Foreman is able to visualize the ball, stop, high point it, and nobody's around to go and make the play for him. And then he's just going to corral this in. And he's going to be taken down right away. But nonetheless, this is just a big splash play by our big receiver and our number 1 draft pick at the 7 overall. And it's just awesome to see that he's paying dividends right away. Now DeAndre Swift running is able to make a couple people miss jukes, and Eddie Jackson is not going to fall for it. Does eventually take him down, but that is a gain of 8 nonetheless on first down. And now it is 2nd and 2. Matthew Stafford under center. It's going to be a play action, looking around. And he's just going to dump this one off to TJ Hawkinson, who even with 3 people is able to roll himself up for a first down. New set of downs here on the 32. We're going to hand this one off to Swift, and it's going to be Akeem Hicks who makes a big play on the run this time. It's going to be a 2nd and 10, and Akeem Hicks is just a great defensive lineman that you want to avoid necessarily when you're running against him, but he's going to come across the play to make the play there. And Sammy Watkins is going to be hit as he throws. That is a dangerous throw. We are very fortunate that does not get picked off on the rebound as it goes off a couple defenders, and just like that, it's a 3rd and 10 as we go deep looking for Kerry Haynes, our 5th round draft pick at receiver, and he is unable to keep that ball in bounds. Matthew Stafford sails it, and Matt Prater, hopefully for the league, is going to go wide to the right. And Matt Prater struggled last season on those deeper kicks, and he shows that that's probably still an issue this year. We are very excited that he started off well last week, but unable to get the kick there, and it's still going to be a 29 to 28 point lead with only 4 minutes going into the 4th quarter. Now, David Montgomery into the shotgun. We're seeing him a lot more into the shotgun here, and that'll be interesting as he gets the little inside zone read, and he's going to get the first down, gets about 5 yards when all he really needed was a couple inches. And now, just like that, a new set of downs as Chicago's hoping to take lead here and hopefully seal this game away. Nick Foles, but dropping back, is going to find Allen Robinson, who's going to be able to turn up the field after the drag route, and it's going to be Malik Hooker, who makes a big hit on Allen Robinson. But that still does not change the fact that he is having a monster performance, 6 receptions for 142 yards, and more importantly, with only a 1-point lead, the first down going in under 3 minutes left in the 4th. Nick Foles looking around, pressure does come, and it's going to be Tariq Cohen who's going to get the little pass there on the flats on the left. It's going to be Jeff Okudah able to push him out of bounds. Thank God he does not break loose for more, because I don't think there was anybody there to make the play after Okudah. Now Nick Foles handing it off. David Montgomery, physical running, is going to get about 6 to 7 yards there, and it's going to be a 3rd and 4, and a stop here could be crucial. If we can force a field goal, we're going to be in a much better situation than if they score a touchdown. Nick Foles dropping back. It's going to be another pass play, and he's going for Jimmy Graham, but sails it. Malik Hooker in coverage, who was side by side with him. Very good coverage there, and we're going to be forcing the field goal, which was what we wanted. Knowing the situation with only 2 minutes left before the end of the game. But unfortunately, they do take the lead. It's 31 to 29, and Matthew Stafford will have to make some plays downfield here if we hope to get our first win of the season. Now Agnew, hopefully a good return. That can definitely help out the offense. And he's going to take this one to about the 26-yard line on the left hash. And we are about 2 seconds left away from the 2-minute warning. And you can see Matthew Stafford coming out here has had a much better showing. 17 for 24 with 292 yards and 2 touchdowns to go with it. 2 deep touchdowns, which are, very important to know that the deep throw has been an option here today. Now Matthew Stafford dropping back is going to find Foreman, and that's just a little drag play, and he's able to turn it upfield for a big gain. And that's just that athletic ability that he brings, even though he's got that 6'5" frame. Now back into shotgun, DeAndre Swift to his left, looking around. Stafford is going to try and throw it deep, but he's going to get hit as he throws, and he is unable to make the play. Rodney Foreman had the man-on-man cover one look there. We had the opportunity to go out and make a play, unable to, but TJ Hawkinson once again first down as he's just going to take those crossers. He gets to round the corner and he's able to pick up extra yards on a consistent basis. He has been phenomenal for us. Now looking around, we're going to dump this one off to Brashad Perriman, who's able to get extra yards and get out of bounds. That is a very good look for this offense, which is absolutely rolling so far here on this drive. Empty set, Swift at the left tight end. Looking around, we're going to dump this one off here. That's Sammy Watkins trying to force his way in, and he's going to get stopped at the 4-yard line and give us the opportunity to get another 4 plays to hopefully punch this one in. Now looking around, going, and he's got Sammy Watkins short on the 1 yard line. We do take a timeout here, but we are unable to punch it in. And on the 1 yard line, those throwing angles are going to be very small. But DeAndre Swift, on the very next play after the Sammy Watkins catch, is able to punch it in. And hopefully Prater here can make the play. And he does not miss this one as it goes right down the middle. But this game is very far from over. 1:12 left. Chicago still has 2 timeouts. And this is only a 5-point lead. Matt Prater kicking it deep. It's going to be Tariq Cohen. I believe he's going to take another knee, and he does. Matt Prater does have a big, strong leg. So it is good in that aspect that when teams do have great returners, we are able to force them to take a knee. Now Nick Foles in the shotgun. David Montgomery motioning out to his left. We'll have to pay attention to what happens there as Jeff Okudah matches him. And David Montgomery does go deep, but it's Allen Robinson down short, and he's going to pick up 15 to 16 yards there. And once again, he's able to turn a drag into a big play. Now, looking around, he's going to go David Montgomery. That's going to be Tavai, who's able to stop him for only a gain of 3. No timeouts have been used yet, and 30 seconds left in the game. Looking around, and Danny Sheldon is able to get his 2nd sack of the game and his 3rd of the season. And this is going to be a 3rd and 19 now for Nick Foles. Chicago finally does use their timeout. But looking around, Nick Foles, nothing, still holding on to the ball and going deep, and Allen Robinson comes back to make the play. And how does the defense let that happen? Allen Robinson comes back. He was in double coverage, but it looks like the DBs were a little, they were sleeping there. And he's able to come back and make a play. And now look at Miller. Anthony Miller is able to shake off Tavai, but no timeouts left. He is unable to score, unable to get out of bounds. And Detroit does finally get their first win under new head coach Jared Gallant. And that is a refreshing feeling. And most importantly, we are very excited to see Matthew Stafford had a bounce back week. He had 3 interceptions last week. Now he has 0 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. And just an overall much better showing by the offense. We were able to create some big plays with Kerryon Johnson. We had Rodney Foreman as well and TJ Hawkinson. And that was just a great showing by the team. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Episode 3 will be coming soon. I'm very excited about this season. It's been nothing but fun so far. And I want to thank you guys for coming along for the journey. Peace out, guys.